Hi, in this video we're going to generate the graph of y is equal to sine x. So what we've got here is a set of axes, y and x, and the angles marked from 0, 90, 180, 270 to 360. Now here we've got the London Eye, and I placed on a unit circle. So unit circle means that the length of the radius is 1 unit. It doesn't matter if it's 1 meter, 1 kilometer, it's just 1 unit. So the length from here to here is 1 unit. Okay, now we know that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So if we draw a line from here, so this length here is 1 because it's the radius of the circle, and the angle here is 30 degrees at the moment. So this length here will be cos theta, and this length here will be sine theta, because sine theta is defined as opposite over 1. So opposite over 1, sine theta over 1 will give me sine theta. So this length here is actually the sine of 30, which happens to be a half, but that's not important for that. So this length here, as we go around the circle, will give me the size of sine, the y value of sine at any particular angle. Now angles are measured from the positive x-axis. So if you think this has been placed on a set of axes where that is actually 0, okay, so this here is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. So angles between here and here are 90. Then when we go around here, the angle is said to be obtuse, so the angle will be between 90 and 180, and then from 180 all the way around to here to 360. So if we move the slider, and this applet I will put in the notes of the video, we can see here we get the first quadrant, and we can see we get up here. So the maximum value that sine can ever be is at this particular point, which is 1. So the maximum that sine can ever be is 1. Now, if we move into what's known as the second quadrant, okay, so now the angle is 112.5. Okay, so we're just measuring the angle from the positive x-axis, and notice that we're actually going around anti-clockwise, and that's normal for positive angles. So if we continue moving the thing around to here, again, you can see that distance here, this distance here is getting smaller again, so it's getting smaller again, and eventually we will get on to 180. Okay, so we're now going into the third quadrant. So the third quadrant, again, now the angle's 210. So again, don't forget, it's measured all the way from around here. It's 210. This is the length of sine, so it's negative. Okay, so you see it will dip below the axis, and it will carry on, and it will go down to -1. Okay, so that this distance here is -1, because the radius of the circle, don't forget, is 1. And so this is the minimum value that sine can ever be. And then into the fourth quadrant, again measuring the same distance, and we've got 315 here, so it's all the way around here, which means this little angle here is 45. Okay, again, this distance here will give me the value of sine at that particular point. And then we get to 360. Now after 360, what happens is that it continues with that same pattern. Now if you go backwards, then the pattern goes back that way. So the cycle of the graph, or the frequency of the graph, is that it will repeat itself after every 360 degrees. So if we click this box here, we now get the graph of sine. We'll just move this slightly, we'll get rid of all the dots. That is the sort of graph of sine x, and you sort of should try to remember at 0 it's 0, 90 it's 1, 180 it is 0, 270 it's -1, and 360 it is 0 again. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how to generate the graph of sine. Again, the GeoGebra applet will be in the notes of this video on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching.